Which way?
There.
I don't want to call this a great RPG. There's something about it that just makes me hesitate to throw around the word great. But I'll tell you what, it is a really good one. And as far as X-Men games go, this is one of the best I've ever played on a console. It's X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse. So this is a pretty interesting game. It's a sequel to the 2004 original, which I actually haven't played, so I can't really make comparisons. But what I can tell you is that if you're a fan of the X-Men, or even Marvel in general, this is a game you need to have at the top of your wish list. Again, it's certainly not great, and there are much better RPGs out there, but I mean, I've played some seriously lousy X-Men games over the years. So for me, Rise of Apocalypse was definitely a breath of fresh air. Even in the caves. Boy, there's a lot of freaking caves. And actually, I think X-Men fans will really get a kick out of its story. As the subtitle suggests, Apocalypse is rising. So Professor X and Magneto actually work together to fight back. There's something pretty cool about switching from Wolverine to Magneto mid-fight and having them team up. I mean, to be honest, I'm not even a huge fan, and even I found that awesome. For X-Men diehards, it's probably even cooler. You have 11 playable X-Men, as well as 4 playable Brotherhood characters. So it's Gambit and Juggernaut, Jean Grey and Scarlet Witch, all coming together like a big happy family. At least for now. But you know, what kept me playing is the gameplay. Now, it's a really simple action RPG in terms of its core mechanics. You're slashing and blasting, you're collecting things, and every so often you're leveling up. Nothing remarkable there, right? But the thing is, it's actually done really well. The characters feel different, your attacks look awesome. You know, the upgrades are not only really frequent, but they're actually noticeable. And that feeling of, holy crap, I'm making Wolverine seriously badass. I mean, that alone drives you to keep going. It plays great, and the design makes you want to continue playing.
I ain't even breaking a sweat.
And actually, speaking of leveling up, you can eventually unlock some ridiculous attacks. Attacks that kind of make things not fair. But that's the thing, you become such a badass, it's just awesome to see what kind of devastation you can cause. And since you can adjust the upgrades manually, you can basically create whatever kind of team you want. You can turn Wolverine into a battle tank, and then upgrade someone like Storm or Magneto to basically hang back, and use their ranged attacks to cover him. So there's a great dynamic between the characters, and as the game progresses, that becomes really important. Now, where the game misses a bit is its presentation, and it's kind of weird, like it's a technically good-looking game, but artistically it's a little bland. The environments leave a lot to be desired. There's a lot of freaking caves, but on the plus side, the characters are actually done in this pseudo-cel-shaded comic book style, which is awesome. And the game sounds good too. It's got some all-star voice talent on board, and the music's not bad either.
Sabretooth has just informed us that a citizen of Genosha has escaped. Unfortunately, she's hurt, and in an area known as the Dead Zone.
Who is it?
A young woman named Blink. Sabretooth had gone to Genosha to rescue her.
That don't sound right. Sabretooth tried to save someone.
Don't think too hard on it, Tiny, 'cause he wouldn't ever save an X-Man.
Question is, who's gonna save you, Bullethead?
Now, the game launched with online multiplayer on the PS2 and Xbox, which must have been awesome. Now you're going to be limited to local co-op, which is still cool. But again, if there's anything the game gets wrong, the places are a little bland. And actually, some of the controls can be a little tricky too, especially for some of the more powerful attacks. But all in all, man, this is a really good X-Men game. It's got just the right mix of fun combat and addictive management, and given the characters, it just comes together perfectly. Also, Grizzly's kind of a dick.
Ha! Ain't this rich? The X-Men and the Brotherhood working together. I feel so warm and happy, I just might start singing.
This is one of those rare licensed games that not only was it good for its time, but it's actually good now. The game's still a lot of fun. And if you're an X-Men fan, it's a must. Great dungeon crawling, addictive RPG elements. Trust me, you don't want this one to get away.
I beg to differ, Chief. Looks like I am getting away. And ooh, don't that just burn you up? Or at least it's gonna.
Fucking Grizzly! It's X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse.
Well, looks like you punks managed to catch up with me. But to tell you the truth, I kinda wanted you to. I was hoping we might have us a little more play.